Shresh, thank you for joining us today. So first
Thank
of
you,
all,
Vivek.
I would like to ask you, before asking any question today, I would like to introduce you. So Shresh is having an experience of 20 plus years in designing industry, that particularly in the with various domain of the fashion industry. We can say that the textile, then the curtain, all those. Sorry, I don't know exactly the whole the domain of particularly
That's
of each
okay.
industry, but one or two only: fashion and then
Mhm.
this textile industry. I think you will share with us the other domains and
Yeah. So
having a
yeah. Sorry.
so
Can I? Can I?
having a passion in the Vedic science and then astrology and couple of more areas which you will share with us in our discussion. So I would request you to why not to introduce yourself to the participants.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you very much. Good evening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to have a dialogue with you on this very subject. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Shirish. I have, after doing my post graduation in mathematics, I did my fashion designing, textile designing, and then I am having an experience of more than 20 years in fields like apparel, garments, furniture, carpets, textiles, home furnishings, upholstery, iron. So almost all the domains of the designs, and I did travel to a lot of countries showcasing my designs and having dialogue with so many customers around the world, different countries, different cultures, different traditions, different setups. I would say different setups. Like some of the countries have very modern setups, some of the countries have still very traditional setups. So yeah, it was an interesting journey, and I do have flair. I do have liking for Vedic sciences, mathematics, cartooning, and a little bit about singing and stuff like those. So thanks, Vivek. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself.
So you are having a versatile personality and interest. So thanks for sharing the different domains. So I'm surprised to see that there in furniture also there is a designing work can happen. So
Yeah, yeah, a lot is happening in furniture actually.
okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Okay, great. So as you mentioned about the different geographies and the clientage you are working with the clients in different part of the world. So it looks like a very glamorous to us that working with all across the globe, with different people and different domains, and designing is something is more like a creativity. So and you are having a passion in various different areas, which is very attractive to anyone. So is it something like everyone is having this kind of anyone in the fashion industry is having this kind of passion, or it just particularly to you? And the fashion industry is really a glamorous one, or it just a look from outside?
Very rightly said. These are two terms which are always misunderstood. I mean, like when we talk about fashion, we always think about glamour. And when we talk about glamour, we always think about fashion. So, I mean, yeah, of course, both are interrelated. Both the words are interrelated. Both the words go hand in hand. But I would say fashion is an you know like when a designer inspires or gets some ideas from themes, and then he generates some outfits or some products. Those things, when viewed from a layman, may feel like glamorous, because when we think of glamour, we always think about glittering or something which is like shiny, some having some sort of out of the worldly kind of feeling. Although to us, glamour means striving for perfection. So whether it's the way you live, whether it's the way you walk, whether it's the way you talk, way you look like in a crowd. It all makes glamour all about. Uh, like uh, I mean, it's very difficult to explain fashion and glamour differently, although both are like like both the sides of a one coin. So this is something like this.
So, so we can say that both are the same side of the coin also, or at the same time different side of the coin.
Right, very rightly said. Like, suppose if you are wearing something and you are feeling very happy, so the way when you will walk on street, or the way when you'll enter your office, there will be a style to it, and that style put together with that outfit and with your attitude will make the glamour all about. So glamour is not only a model wearing a outfit and just walking on the ramp. It's also the way a person going to the office may feel like, and he can also carry a glamour. So this is where the requirement of a professional fashion designer or a professional designer is all about.
Right. So for the understanding of a layman, or what is the meaning of fashion, or how I can see this, understand the fashion word.
Yeah. So again, I would say, like, when we talk about so many different fields of studies, like the medical, engineering, law, management, fashion is the one industry which rarely comes to our mind. Although it's the most aspirational and dynamic industry, it's ever growing and ever changing. So fashion, to me, is like something which, if you talk about only apparel, so apparel is the most intimate product that a man wears. That's the one thing that expresses himself or herself when he enters into a meeting room, or when he interacts with the person. So I would say fashion is the form of expressing yourself, adorning yourself. Of course, the words like beauty and styling, creative looking, and in trend. These are all the words that define fashion. But fashion as such is something which is as a concept or as an inspiration always there. So fashion is is a concept. I mean, to me, it's a concept. I mean, anything can be fashion. Like when we talk about a designer like Oscar de la Renta, he was an Italian designer, and when he went to this places called, which were like the slum areas, he picked some good outfits from those people, and then he designed around those things. So those becomes trend. So fashion is not always about luxury, or not always about like being styling. It's also about the way a designer has put it, the way designer has interpreted it, the inspirational behind it, the themes behind it, and the mood which he has put into it.
So, can we say it, fashion is something, uh, any person, the way he carries himself or she carries herself, the way the colors, and the different style, different types, or it may be the apparels, it may be the clothes, it can be the interior, or whatever way we can use all these aspects. So it's purely depend upon the way the person is taking care himself or herself and her or his surroundings. Is it the right?
Rightly said, very rightly said. I mean, it's all about how you expresses yourself. It can be in the form of the what you are wearing. It can also be in the form of where you are living. I mean, what atmosphere, whether it's your home or your office, your gadgetry also. Your gadgets can also be fashionable, like the phone covers. They are fashionable. They are trendy. everybody wants to have a cover of their own liking. So when you have some inner feelings which you want to express and which you want to tell to the society that this is what I'm feeling like, but you cannot tell to everybody, but you want to express it. So that's the form of self-expression, or self-adornment. Okay, this is how I'm feeling, and I want to express it in happy colors. I want to express it in loud motives. I want to express it in my gadgets. I want to express it in my home. So yeah, of course.
That sounds interesting. So the scope, I think the fashion is always changing. It's changing with the time. It is changing with the mood. It is changing with the interest. It is changing with the region. It is changing with the different cultures. So it can happen in any way.
Yes, I mean, if you divide broadly, so fashion can be divided into broadly 4 or 5 groups. One being classic. So classic is like some those designs or some those styles which remain for a longer period of time. Something like paisley. Paisleys are the designs which are always used on shawls, and everybody likes them, and nobody wants to experiment on those shawls. So they remain there for a longer period of time, and that we call as classics. Then there is this term which we call as modern. Modern is something which is like the style or the trend which is there, but just within span of 5 years or 4 years. Then there is a contemporary design, which is in which you are living right now, which can be a fad. Fad is something which is a very short-lived fashion. So contemporary is the other categorization of the fashion. Then there comes luxury. Luxury is something which has to do more than what you are actually feeling. It's an expression which makes you feel like a noble, which makes you feel like king. So luxury is another category of fashion. And then, of course, right now, I mean, in this world, in the post-COVID, everybody talks about environment. So sustainability is another big category which is catching up in fashion. So yes, I mean, fashion can be categorized into different looks, and each look carries a different thinking.
Great. I think now I think very clear to me that what are the different ways one can see the fashion. It's not only about the wearing clothes, but there are number of dimensions to it, which can make you or you can feel yourself fashionable, or
Right.
being with time. I think that is the right understanding which I have created after hearing you. So like any other business, so always there are two sides of coin. One is the gloomy side, and other one is the raw side of it, or the challenging part. So I am sure that fashion industry or the is also having some challenges around it. So what are those challenges?
Fashion industry, as seen from outside, is actually totally different from inside. I mean, when you look at an outfit, or when you look at some model walking on the ramp, it looks like the fashion is all about goody things, but
Right.
it is not. It's all about very hard work. It's all about perspirations. It's all about fighting, teamwork, competition, stiff competitions, a lot of backbiting. So many things are there. So I mean, and like any other industry, fashion do have challenges, because fashion is into everything. So everything becomes a challenge for fashion. Like I said, sustainability or the environment consciousness has become a very big challenge for fashion. You all must be knowing that fashion is the second largest polluter after oil industry in this world. This is majorly due to dyes, chemicals, and a lot of weaving, unprecedented scale of cropping, like growing cotton and then synthetic yarns. So all those things are putting pressure on our climate, are putting pressure on our planet. And this is where the sustainability is becoming the major challenge for the industry. And like any other industry, end consumer is the one who drives in the trend. So because the end consumer is becoming more aware of sustainable ideas, so the challenge for the fashion is more and more ethical fashion. So more ethically we design, more ethically we manufacture, more ethically we develop a concept is a major challenge for everybody. So this being one, the other major challenge that I see in this industry is to be always on your toe, because you have to design every time. The trends, the demands keep on changing very, very rapidly. Like in fashion, there are 4 seasons in a year. It's summer, it's spring summer, it's winter, it's autumn winter. So 4 seasons in a year means you have to design, you have to develop ranges 4 times a year. And in home there are 2 seasons. So every product has its own product cycle, and that puts a lot of pressure on the design and the fashion industry to be on its to be on its toe. This is a very big challenge for fashion. So again, the first challenge, becoming ethical, and the other challenge, to be always in trend, are two things which are contradictory, but then fashion has to manage both. The third important challenge is the dearth of creativity. I do see a lot of young crowd coming to fashion industry, joining in there, but a lot of them are dependent on gadgetries. They are dependent on Google. They are dependent on internet. I mean, they aren't able to design or create things on their own. This is what is actually becoming more and more challenging, because the number of persons are increasing, but their original ideas are missing. That's a very big challenge for fashion. So we don't want copiers, we want original idea generators. The fourth challenge that I see with fashion is the way people are thinking about it. Like a lot of times in India, because the fashion is a new concept in India, a lot of times people misunderstood fashion with film industry. It's not like that. Film industry is totally based on costume designing, whereas the fashion industry is based on the consumer delight. It's not about consumer satisfaction or consumer requirement. It's about consumer delight. If you like a pink color shirt, and that too in linen, and that should be airy, and that should make you feel happy when you go to office. So that's what is customer delight. So there are so many challenges, and these are a few which I have just quoted.
On this customer point, we will come back. I have a question around that. So we'll know a little more about that, how we see the customer and all. So before going to that particular question, so now we know that how this fashion industry looks like, and what is the fashion, what is the understanding of fashion, common understanding around fashion, and what are the challenging areas or kind of challenges this industry is facing, like any other industry or business around the globe. So now, and you also talked about the youngsters. So I'm coming to this particular point of youngsters, or those who are aspiring career in fashion industry. What are the tips you would like to give them?
I mean, tips are the same. They have to have the passion for what they create. So if you have a flair for drawing, sketching, or creating something, that's something where you should think about making a career in fashion, or making a career in fashion industry. Because fashion industry as such have so many opportunities. Not only becoming a designer, you can also become a stylist, you can become a blogger, you can become a photographer. So there are so many different entry points into this industry. So coming back to the aspirants, if they have flair for these creative subjects like the drawing, sketching, cartooning, or something like that, they can think about making a career in fashion industry. However, studies is as important as having good skills in these fields. Studies is very important because once you are into the designing field, you will feel that only having passion for creative drawing or sketching is not enough. You have to understand the technical know-how, the nuances of the fabrics, their technicality, the yarn counts, and so many things are there. Because once you have to design something, you must know your raw material, you must know your techniques, you must know your designs, your color palette, what is the possibilities, and within those limitation and constraints, you should be able to design something which is which is production friendly as well as customer likes it.
Right.
So yes, the parents should strive for should strive for joining in this field or industry, but they should judge them before coming in this industry, that this industry is not all about glamour or fashion or goody things. It also has, they have to do a lot of hard work.
Right. Your voice is little not audible. So
Is it okay now?
yeah, right. Now it's okay. Okay. So for the youngsters, what you are suggesting is that's great that you have a passion. Choose wisely. This is if you are coming for the glamour on the goody part of it, or only seeing the one aspect of it, that's not going to help you. So be ready. Be ready for going to the field. For putting yourself 200%, knowing the nitty-gritties of the whole aspect of the business, and that will certainly going to help you, and a lot of benefits and opportunities are there.
Correct.
Great. Sounds good. I think those who are going to listen us or going to watch this recording, they will certainly going to be benefited how they should look this particular industry. That sounds good. So now we know. So how do you see this industry growing in next 5 to 10 years? Is this like any other business? We see that volumes are increasing, and the business opportunities are there. The revenues are going to increase. So is this the same case with this fashion industry also, or the story is little different here?
No, the stories are not the different. It's very much the same. In fact, during this, bad times, I must not say the bad times, but during this COVID times, we did see a lot of growth in this industry from different geographical positions. This industry is very different. It does not have those set norms or set patterns. It may fluctuate. So when I was designing a product, say furniture, so there was demand for furniture, and suddenly the demands for the furniture vanishes, and the demands for upcycled furniture is there. So upcycling is something where you are actually taking your inventory and remaking it, recycling it. So of course the demand will always be there. It will grow. But in 5 years from now onwards, there will be more interface or more intervention from technology, like more of the augmented realities platforms, more of the artificial intelligence softwares.
I'm again having a detailed question on this. So we will include the technology there. So
Okay, no problem. I was just explaining that in 5 industry from now onwards, I see a lot of demands in products, and of course, but it will be more ethical oriented.
okay, so we are going to in ethnic when you are saying ethnic, it means the style or the.
I'm saying ethical. I'm saying ethical. So like I mean, if you are designing something, and if you are using an handicraft sector, and you are providing livelihoods to that sector, so you must also be taking in the responsible steps to actually put that craft onto a better platform. I mean, like redefining their tools, or redefining the way they are using chemicals or dyes, and actually educating them. So this is like an ethical practice which you are introducing in your ethnic crafts. So that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is a burning issue right now, and because I have seen in the electronic industry, so being ethical, and in the automotive industry also, the same thing is. So they keep checking their vendors or sub vendors, or going to approaching to the uh, last person in the industry, and checking whether the practices are ethical or not. So I think being the unorganized one of the biggest unorganized sector, similar to the construction industry, not exactly to the similar, but I think this is also one of the major unorganized sector where people are working all across the country and in the remote locations. Is this the right understanding? And that's
Yes, to some extent, there are a lot of unorganized areas, uh, like the block printing. Block printing is one of those areas which is very much unorganized.
right.
Although it has been in use since so many years, but still the condition is that it has not been put up into a single industrial form. Uh, there are so many embroidery areas which are still in limited to certain villages, to certain regions. So yeah, of course, this industry is thriving on the inputs from a lot of unorganized sectors.
So I think this particular area is going to be checked, and we will see more ethical practices and more value-based.
Definitely we'll see more ethical practices, because like the end consumer is putting a lot of pressure on the retailers or wholesalers, and in a chain reaction, that pressure has been passed upon to manufacturers, to the boutiques, to the designers, and everybody is thinking in the same line.
Good. We appreciate the efforts which is happening in the industry, and at the end of the day, it is going to improve the quality of life, and more best. We will see the best practices in the industry, and ultimately, this is going to help the growth and the participation of people, more participation from different classes or different. Uh, People in this particular industry at the later stage. Good. So now, what are the key skills and knowledge required for becoming success or to achieve a success in the industry? Just, just on the tips, if you.
See, this
Yeah.
is this is this is again a very tricky question, but I'll tackle it like what you want to become in the industry. If you want to become a fashion designer, a successful fashion designer, then of course you should be trendy. Again, just becoming trendy does not mean that your things will be appreciated all the times. What you need to develop a signature of your own. When I say signature, it means the way you interpret the things. There are two inspirational ideas which designers get inspired from. One is tangible ideas, the other one is intangible ideas. Tangible ideas, like if suppose I get inspired from Taj Mahal, I get inspired from Qutub Minar, something which is there, and then I take the elements from there and design my outfits, or my design my products. And something like intangible ideas, where I take inspiration from emotional words like sorrow, like empathy, like happiness, or like beauty. So there I generate some sort of emotional thoughts. So so there is a very thin line between an artist and a designer. A designer is an artist, but he knows his market. He knows what the market demands. So he creates something which is for which there is a demand in the market, as against to an artist who creates something which he thinks is good and which he likes on his own. So yeah, so like that only that
So what you are saying is, if you know yourself and know your customer or the market, that's the place you should be in.
yeah, I mean, like if you have your if you have the flair for becoming a great designer, then you must be knowing yourself first and then the market, because when you know yourself, then you will be creating a signature out of your creativity. And secondly, because you know the demand in the market, then you can actually design for the market. Secondly comes the brand. If you want to create a brand of your own, then you must know, you know, like the business ideas, how to market your products, how to go into advertising, how to manage supply chain. So everything is there like a normal businessman. So so for becoming successful in fashion, this is more important than what you want to become. Like if you want to become a blogger, you must be good at writing. If you want to become a good photographer, you must be good at photography. So again, I mean, it's like what you want to become in this industry. But of course, for becoming successful in this industry, one has to be creative and one has to be full of ideas and innovative thoughts on each day.
Wow. I think overall the mantra of this is like a mantra for getting success in this particular industry. But I think this applies to everywhere, wherever you are looking, you are going or you want to go. So if you are going with the same spirit, the outcome is going to remain same. Otherwise, anything can happen. Okay, so good. So now, so how do you see your customer, and how important the customer is for you, as well as what kind of approach you adopt to make your king happy?
Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Like when I joined the industry, I was a junior artist. I mean, as a junior designer. I often ask this question: when will the time will come when I'll know my customer? So sooner or later, I just kept on designing. I kept on receiving ideas, inspiration boards from the client. I just went on designing the things, and I didn't know when I actually started understanding my customer. So this requires lot of time, lot of efforts, lot of understanding, because as I said, that this is a very changing industry. It is a trendy industry. The same customer might follow one look today, it can go into the other look tomorrow, but the customer's signature or the customer's branding, the customer's style of doing business will always remain same. So to understand your customer, you have to understand his or her ways of tackling the things, his or her ways of actually understanding the product, and that's how you understand your client. So this is more than just understanding the product. It's more about understanding your customer's behavioral approach towards business.
Right. So with the time, definitely you will understand your customer better, and
yes, of course,
and you will able to know that how you have to take care, and what are the
like any other industry, it takes time to understand the things. So those who think that they will join the industry and the market will come to them, it's not like that. You have to work for the market. You have to understand your customer. You have to put in a lot of hours, thoughts, and actually generate ideas and eliminate ideas. I mean, this is the most difficult part. When you design 10 ideas and you have to eliminate 8 ideas, it's very, very, very hard for a designer to do that. But when you understand that, then you start understanding your customer. Okay, this is the requirement, this is the need, I will design like this.
Right, right, and this is considered one of the very fast changing industry.
Very fast changing. It's very fast changing. As I said, that there are 4 seasons for an apparel fashion show. So you have to be on your toes and designing 4 collections a year, and that too depends on the market. Like there are different countries, and if you are designing for different countries, then 4 into those countries. So suppose there are 4 countries and 4 seasons, so 16 different looks that you have to design in a year.
Right. So, what you need to do to be consistent with respect to the revenue generation while seeing so much dynamics in the market. So, what is the formula you use?
That's the tricky thing again. I mean, like when you want to be on top of everything, and when you want to continue becoming always success, then you need to be unique. You need to have ideas each day. You need to be creative in the way you do the things. It cannot be the same thing doing again. It can be the same thing, but you have to do it in another way. You have to do it in, the interpretation can be different. The same print or same motifs can be there, but it can be interpreted in a different manner. The stitching can be different, technique can be different. Like suppose for a furniture, if you are doing a solid upholstered furniture, and you are just adding in a little bit of ombre on that fabric, and it's just making a difference. So there you are just changing it and making it new. So newness is the word for this industry. So you should always strive for creating new, and that's how you can be consistent in this industry.
Right, right. I think that is how you are able to cope up with this particular change dynamics of the market and the customer.
Right.
So
And there are so many things which affects the newness. Like if you are designing for kids, and there are some cartoon channels or cartoon movies which are airing, so those become trends. So you have to design around them. If there is some sports events which is going on, like Olympics or a soccer league, then you must keep those things in mind. So a designer or a fashion brand or a business house or a design house has to be literate enough to understand what is happening in and around world, so that they can incorporate those ideas and can develop things or generate ideas and can manufacture products which are more relevant, which are more up to the time.
right, right. So how this technology is impacting to this industry? Because I have seen there are a lot of changes are happening, particularly we are talking about the artificial intelligence. We are talking about the data management, and then information technology, digital marketing. So all these buzzwords of the technology falling on your industry.
Yes. I think fashion being the most dynamic industry, the technology is affecting it most. Technology is not only affecting in designing, it's also affecting in manufacturing, in marketing, in inventory management, in stock keeping units, everywhere. So when I talk about designing, every time there are different softwares which are coming to this market, and one has to be literate enough to know the newness in the softwares, the updation in the softwares. There's a client of us who has designed this app where you don't have to go to the market. You have to just put in your picture, and they will drape the things on you, and they will give you the ideas. So like so many different software oriented platforms are there which are most sought after in this industry. When I talk about the manufacturing, like the pattern, from the pattern cutting to stitching to quilting to so many embellishments on the fabrics, everywhere you do require technology, computer generated images, computer aided designing, like the CAD on the embroidery part or on the printing part. Like earlier we used to print on fabrics using block or a screen, but now we have very good digital printing machines which can actually print on anything, any surface, from the finest of the fabric like the chiffon to the thickest of the carpets. So technology is helping in so many ways to this industry, and it's creating so many new avenues because we require people to work on and to work with those new latest developments in the technology.
Right. So, it must be creating challenges as of now, but in coming days or coming years, this is going to be a boom for this industry, and
Definitely.
right, yeah. So overall, we can see the positive impact. We can see the positive impact to the industry of this fast changing technology.
Yes, it's having a positive impact because technology is helping to all the sectors. Digital marketing for its name. Right now, before coming in this session, I was having a video call from a customer sitting in US, and they want to go through all the showrooms. They want to see all the outfits. They want to see all the products. So what we did, although it was an evening time here, so what we did, we organized a video call from one showroom, and the other showroom we have actually videographed the thing beforehand, and we clubbed them together to look like that he is actually having a real-time experience. So creating more and more real-time experiences by using artificial intelligence or augmented reality and using digital platforms will be future in this industry, and more people will try to become happy by using those technologies on both the sides. I mean, on the manufacturing and supply side, and also on the use side.
Right. So, coming to the last question of the session, before asking that question, I would like to share that the next the coming Sunday, on the 2nd of August, we are going to have a Smart Talk session on doing good to the society, joy of giving, by Mr. Manoj Kabra at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we share this information for that, so that people are aware and they can come for the next session. So now, my last question to you is, how do you see the fashion industry of India is whether it is impacting by the culture and the reason? If yes, what is the one message you would like to give to the young generation in the metros or big cities, and the young generation in the remote locations of our country?
like India as such is a very complex country. And when we talk about fashion, it's only in its beginning stages in India. Although India is a very old civilization, it's like more than 10,000 years old. And ever since the man has become civilized, the the need to express himself or herself differently is always there. Uh, when we see in our Vedic culture, there were different people who used to wear different outfits, so that anyone, from your tikas to your wearing outfit, everything was there to actually express that this is what he belongs to. Yeah, this is what he wants to be. So from there to modern day India, there are different requirements of the fashion. The one requirement being the occasional requirement, like the marriages, parties, and so many different festivals and things happening in India. There are uniforms requirements for professionals. So these are all the requirements. But beyond that, there is a requirement where the person thinks that he or she is feeling about. So the youngsters are the ones who are always full of ideas, who are always full of energy, and they want to express themselves. They want to express their joy. They want to express their energy, and this is where we see a lot of potential for fashion industry. We see these youngsters. Uh, they are full of they are full of creativity, not only in like designing. They are full of creative ideas to express themselves, to adorn themselves, to make themselves beautiful, to make themselves perfect, whether it's going to gym or whether it's going to college in a stylish way. So that's what we think is India moving towards. Although India will retain its culture, India will retain its values, will have its say in the spiritual knowledge in the world. But of course, it will also adopt the ideas from Western world, and there will be a fusion of both. So I see personally a fusion fashion in India in the years to come.
That's super. I think your insights and experience in the fashion industry going to help all of us to understand, to enhance our understanding as well as awareness about how this world looks like from inside.
And there's a lot more to understand and a lot more to actually learn from India. So many things.
I think learning is an ongoing process, and there is a learning from this session, and definitely something more will be going to be learned, whether by doing it practically or by having you listening you once again after some time.
Sure. So, I'd love to do that.
So it's not only about the glamour and the good part of it. There is also the lot of creativity and lot of hard work, lot of contribution in terms of time and efforts, which ultimately helps you to grow and create your own brand. So creating your own brand needs a lot of blood and sweat.
Yes, it does require.
Thanks, Shesh, and thanks, Prabhat, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Vivek, can I put a small question over here?
Yes, please.
Mr. Shirish. Such a fantastic insight given by Mr. Shirish about the industry of fashion. A small query I have, as on day today, we all people are struggling a lot in terms of COVID-19. So basically, understand what can be the impact over the fashion industry in terms of the current scenario. As rightly mentioned by you earlier, basically expert of finance fashion industry to travel to many countries for conducting exhibitions as well. The coming time, like 6 months or 1 year down the line, how the industry is pursuing the situation into the COVID-19 just to understand what kind of activities, what kind of mode operandi the expert people in the fashion industry are operating in the current scenario.
I mean, I think your question is more about how the industry will respond to the COVID-19 challenges.
Yeah, basically, as on date today, lots of challenges there because customer preferences are getting down day by day. Customers' expectations are getting down day by day. Basically, I want to understand what is the impact of COVID-19 over the fashion industry. Yeah.
In a way, it's actually a mixed reality. Okay. What happened when the COVID-19, the COVID-19 messages were spread across the world? We did receive a lot of messages from our clients that they want to cancel the orders. We had a lot of orders on the floor, and then we started receiving these messages that they want to cancel the orders. Okay, we accepted few things. We in some of the cases we sent the mails with the liabilities, but then soon after, after like 30 days or 40 days, we started receiving the mails that buyer want to revive the orders. What had actually happened that people, when they got scared from this COVID-19 situation, they were put in their homes, and it was all lockdown throughout the world. Nobody can go out. So when they were in their home and they had this, extra income coming in there, and they wanted to make their homes beautiful, they realized that this is their time. So this was actually a mixed reality kind of thing. From certain parts of the world, we did receive cancellation. From the other parts of the world, we received 300 to 500% growth.
Great.
So what I see, I mean, of course, the COVID-19 is a very big challenge for the entire world, but there are so many good things also about it. Like, if you must have heard about this thing that because of the COVID-19, the world has gone more greener. So everything has both the faces. So I see a lot of opportunities still post COVID-19. Of course, there will be a short-term challenges. People might lose their jobs. There may be slack in the growth of certain organizations, but in the longer run, it will pay.
Thank you so much for giving such a fantastic insight about the industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhat.
Thanks, Prabhat, for asking this beautiful question. I think like any other business or any other industry, the COVID-19 is also impacting the fashion industry very badly. But we are hopeful that we will come out of it successfully, and we will ensure we will turn around all the stones to make it revive as soon as possible, as earliest.
Definitely will do so.
Thank you. Have a great time. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you.